God has been pushing me to send out this message, and this message may be for you. This is a story of myself, God, and water. Yes, normal water. The kind of person that I am, I cherish my comfort. I love being comfortable. And I dislike something little ruining my peace. So in the house, I like when there is water and when there is electricity. Okay? So God knows this about me already. He knows that I cherish electricity and I cherish when there is water supply. It happened that the light started to flicker. Like, not just my light, even the neighboring light and all of that. It started to flicker. I asked people around, please, is your light like mine? It will come up, then it will reduce, high voltage, low voltage, and all of that. Then I began to panic, and I was scared. I said, now that we are many in the house, nothing should happen to the electricity, nothing should happen to the lights, because we need water. We need water. The major source of water is through electricity. So it shouldn't even be at this period that this, electricity will do this or will go bad or whatsoever. Then suddenly it went bad. It went bad. I was not happy. Like, there was no power supply. It went bad. And on the first day, I was still hoping, because I did not know that it has gone bad. I was still hoping that they were going to restore the power supply. I was still hoping. So I was like, okay, I pumped a few hours ago, so we still have enough water for ourselves. Then it was getting to the night, the night period. And I was still expecting, these people have not restored this power. How are we going to have light and all of those things? How are we going to pump water? Then I remember that there are some times that I begin to fill up all the buckets and drums in the house. At the end of the day, after doing all those stressful things, what happens? They bring the light. Like, they just restore the power. I didn't want to go through all of those stress. And the kind of person that I am, I ask God for everything. I ask God for every detail. I ask God for everything. So then I went to ask my God, and I said, God, should I store water? Or should I not store water? And God said, don't store water. There's something about me. I believe in God. This is where I'm going to. I believe in God so much. I so much believe in God. But sometimes we doubt, because physically it is not looking like there is going to be enough water. So I need to save up. But God is telling me, don't save up. There is going to be enough. So I decided not to save up. But I wouldn't lie, I was panicking a bit. So I was making sure we run the dishes in time. I was making sure we had our bait in time. I was just trying to make sure that, okay, whenever this water will eventually finish, let it not finish when we are doing something, important. Then we'll start looking for other source to pump water into the tank. So I was just, doing some things. I believed in God. But God saw something, this is partial faith. Yes, I know you can do it, but let me just do it this way too. Let me just do things in time. Let me just wash some clothes in time. Let me do the cleanup now. Let me do this now. Not that there is water, but I will not store up water. What I should have done was to go about my day normally. If I truly believed 100%. Some of you, God wants you to believe, not some of you, all of us. God wants us to believe 100%. Now, this took me back to Isaiah chapter 55, where it says that his ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. But what will surely come to pass is every word that came out from his mouth. When God said the water was going to be enough, I shouldn't store water, he meant it. And I believed, but I was still trying to, meet up. I don't want to be caught on fresh. I was still trying to make sure I do things in time with the water, now that it is still running. But if I actually believed in God, I would not even stress myself. I would run my day as normal. So They brought light at midnight. Then I pumped water, and the light went again 20 minutes after. And I came back to God and I said, God, I thought you said I should not store up water. They just took this electricity now. How should I go about it? Okay. God said, still do not store water. Could you believe that the following morning, I started to engage the kids so that they can have their bath in time, because I was thinking literally this water would finish. I was now thinking God's words in my own head, and I'm trying to remix it. That okay, maybe what God is saying is do the things you need to do in time, but don't store water. I was just, because in physical, it was not looking like the water was going to be enough. Because 1 + 1 is 2. So electricity plus the pumping machine will give us water. Now no electricity, but there is a force somewhere. There is a word somewhere that says do not store up water. There is going to be water. This is a very big word for some of you. God said you are going to be rich, but you look at yourself, no education anywhere, just your skills. Some of you, education, no experience. Where is the riches going to come from? Some of you, God said you will travel out, and you're looking at yourself like this, that nobody in your family has ever traveled. You don't even have a passport. From where will it happen? That was my case with water the previous day. I started engaging the children. I took them, okay, bait. Could you believe that after my son had his bait, my phone was on the floor. I did not know, I've forgotten. He was just moving and he stepped on my phone and my screen went blank. Fast forward to, I had to go and fix that screen that day. Do you know that if I had actually relaxed, this would not have happened? And if it was a day that there was this constant power supply, if it was a day that there was constant power supply, if these children want to take their bait at night, I don't mind, I don't care. If they want to take their bait around 9 o'clock, I don't care. If they want to take their bait around 2 o'clock, I don't care. But because I was a bit fearful and I was still believing, so I was trying to engage them. Please, let's do these things in time, because I was feeling like if this water stops running, these children may then want to take their bait. They may be feeling uncomfortable and all of those. So before it starts getting, inconvenient for all of us, okay, stand up, let us all start doing one or two things. Let us start taking our bait and everything. And that happened. I fixed my phone and I came back home and I said, God, did my phone spoil because I did not relax? I was trying to engage these children to bait, because if there was light, I would not tell them to have their bait at 7 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't. And God said yes. Guess what? My daughter called me when I was fixing my phone and said they have restored the light, and she pumped and the water overflowed and she went to off the pump. So even when the miracle later happened, I was not at home. I was with the engineer trying to fix my phone. So what I'm saying in essence is God wants me to tell you, God wants me to tell you that, please, when He has given you a word, you don't need any other strategies than His own strategies. He told me to rest and relax, but I didn't rest 100%. I would say I rested 80% by not storing up water, but I was still trying to make use of the water now that it is running. So this is a spiritual message for some of you. Relax when God said relax. Relax. Relax, because in the middle of you trying to go ahead of God, it is not always rosy. It is well with you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.